Now the second normal form, according to the EF code, the rules for the second normal forms are the table must be present in first normal form and the table should not contain any partial dependency, or we can write in that format that a table will be in second normal form if there is a second, means there are two, so rules are two over there. So what is the first rule? Table or relation must be in first normal form, that first normal form में वो present होना चाहिए, और this is the important condition over there. The important condition is all the non-prime attributes of a table should be fully functional dependent on the candidate key. Means now the second normal form, according to the EF code, the rules for the second normal forms are the table must be present in first normal form and the table should not contain any partial dependency, or we can write in that format that a table will be in second normal form if there is a second, means there are two, so rules are two over there. So what is the first rule? Table or relation must be in first normal form, that first normal form में वो present होना चाहिए, और this is the important condition over there. The important condition is all the non-prime attributes of a table should be fully functional dependent on the candidate key. Means what are non-prime attributes? The attributes which are not participating in formation of the candidate key, we have discussed in the previous video. So these all attributes, if they want to be functional dependent, they must be present on the candidate key. They should not be dependent on part of the candidate key, or you can say subset of the candidate key. I will tell you with the example. Like, let's see, there is a customer table. In the customer table I am having customer ID, store ID and location. Now I have put some data over there. In the customer table, the primary key, or you can say candidate key, is customer ID, store ID. Customer ID, store ID combined, means composite primary key is over there. So composite primary key, or you can say candidate key. So composite candidate key is there, but see the location. Location like Delhi, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai. As I have discussed in the functional dependency topic, I am just again discussing like location. If you see the location, which is a non-prime attribute, how you can say? Because candidate key is formed with the customer ID and store ID. So what are the prime attributes in this table? The prime attributes are customer ID and store ID. And what is the non-prime attribute? Non-prime attribute is location. Now, according to the rule of second normal form, all the non-prime attributes should be fully functional dependent on candidate key, or we can say primary key. Now see, the non-prime attribute is location. So location must be fully functional dependent on the candidate key, means customer ID, store ID combined. But if you check the carefully, that location is in this table, location is dependent on store ID only. See, Delhi, Delhi means अगर मेरे को यहाँ पे कंफ्यूजन है कि दिल्ली एक बार ये एक ही है वैल्यू या दो अलग अलग वैल्यूज हैं, तो जैसे ही मैंने स्टोर आईडी पे चेक किया 1 मींस दिस स्टोर आईडी इज डिटरमाइनिंग लोकेशन. नाउ सी मुंबई, मुंबई एंड मुंबई values are same. So according to the functional dependency, if the right hand values are same, the left hand must be same, and yes, this is same. So what is the meaning of this? Ki location is determined by the store ID, which is table is not in a second normal form. So how to make it in the second normal form? See, we have to divide. Every time whenever there is a problem over there, we have to divide the table. So how to divide it? Customer ID and store ID will be one of the table, like this. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over there 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, and there will be one more table in which store ID and location. So store ID is 1, 2, 3. What is the one? Delhi. store ID of 1 is Delhi. Sorry, location of store ID 1 is Delhi. Location of store ID 2 is Bangalore. And location of 3 is Mumbai. So this will be the two new tables. Now see, what will be the primary key, or you can say candidate key in this table? Store ID. And what will be the candidate key over there? Customer ID, store ID combined. So customer ID, store ID combined over there, and over there store ID. So now we can say location is dependent on customer ID. Sorry, store ID, which is a candidate key. No problem. It is a non-prime attribute. It is determined by a candidate key. Yes, this should be there. But there should not be any non-prime attribute which is determined by a part of a candidate key. So here the candidate key is store ID. Location is determined by candidate key itself. So this is not a problem. So yes, this table is in second normal form. And over there, both are itself part of the candidate key. So there is no non-prime attribute. So you can say yes, this is also in second normal form. Fine. So you can say these two tables, I have to divide this big table into two tables, and you have to write like this. So now both the tables are in second normal form. Now I'm just trying to relate this with one more example. We are trying to solve a question of gate. एक gate का question solve कर रहे हैं second normal form का. तो let's see how to solve the question. This, all the non-prime attributes should be fully functional dependent on candidate key. I can rewrite that in another language, that there should be no partial dependency in the table, in the relation. मीन्स रिलेशन और टेबल के अंदर एक भी पार्शियल डिपेंडेंसी नहीं होनी चाहिए. सी गाइस, दिस इज द नेगेशन ऑफ दिस. ऑल द नॉन प्राइम एट्रीब्यूट शुड बी फुली फंक्शनल डिपेंडेंट ऑन कैंडिडेट की. मीन्स जितने भी नॉन प्राइम एट्रीब्यूट्स हैं वो सारे के सारे कैंडिडेट की के ऊपर डिटरमाइन करने चाहिए. और अगर इन केस, जैसे हमने अभी एग्जांपल दिया, लोकेशन विच इज अ नॉन प्राइम एट्रीब्यूट, इफ एनी ऑफ द नॉन प्राइम एट्रीब्यूट इज डिटरमाइंड बाय a part of a candidate key, then it is known as partial dependency. Let's see कि like मेरे पास अगर एक candidate key है AB, अगर मेरे को क्वेश्चन में दे रखा है कि candidate key मेरी AB है, तो AB का proper subset क्या हो सकता है? Proper subset. So AB का proper subset हो सकता है either A और B. तो अगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि A can determine some C attribute which is a non-prime, AB should determine C, but here a part of a candidate key, that is A, is determining some C which is a non-prime attribute. So this is called the partial dependency. Fine. So this should not be present in the table, and if it is there, you can clearly say yes, the table is in second normal form. So let's see one question over there. Our relation is A, B, C, D, E, F. Our relation is here A, B, C, D, E, F, and functional dependencies are given as C goes to F, E goes to A, E, C goes to D, and A goes to B. These four functional dependencies are given in the table. Now, if I want to check what is a candidate key, as we have already discussed, by using the closure method we can find how many candidate keys and what are the candidate keys in the table. So what is the formula for that? You have to check first of all right hand side of all. What are the right hand side elements? F, A, D and B. Means these attributes are determined by sum of the values. So means right hand side में मेरे पास A, B, F and D आ गया. तो you can say left hand side में there must be E and C, बिकॉज राइट हैंड साइड में अगर A B मतलब F A D एंड B को डिटरमाइन कर रहा है कोई, लेकिन E और C को कोई भी डिटरमाइन नहीं कर रहा, तो E और C मस्ट बी प्रेजेंट एट द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड। तो यानी इसका मतलब क्या है कि कैंडिडेट की जो भी बनेगी उसमें कम से कम EC तो आएगा ही आएगा। तो हम क्यों ना पहले EC के ही क्लोजर से स्टार्ट कर लेते हैं। Let's check the closure of EC. So EC as reflexive is there, EC can determine EC, खुद को determine कर रहा है, but let's say from C I can determine F. Now from E I can determine A, and from EC I can determine D, and from A I can determine B. Done. Now all the attributes of a table are determined by EC. So you can clearly say yes, EC is a candidate key in the table. So what is a candidate key? EC. Let's check if there is any other candidate key in the table. So I have already told you in the previous video. Let's examine again. EC. Either E or C must be present at the right hand side of any functional dependency. Check करते हैं E किसी के right hand side पे present है? No. Otherwise हम replace कर देते हैं उस value से। C किसी के right hand side में present है? No. तो यानी इस टेबल में सिर्फ एक ही कैंडिडेट की है विच इज EC। तो अगर EC कैंडिडेट की है तो व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप वी हैव टू डू? यू कैन नोट डाउन द स्टेप। व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप? यू हैव टू फाइंड द कैंडिडेट की ऑफ द टेबल, ऑल द पॉसिबल कैंडिडेट कीज ऑफ द टेबल। तो मेरा स्टेप 1 हो चुका है, मैंने इस टेबल में सारी कैंडिडेट कीज फाइंड कर ली, एक ही कैंडिडेट की है ये विच इज EC। द सेकेंड स्टेप इज राइट प्राइम एट्रीब्यूट्स। What are the prime attributes? The attributes which are used to form a candidate key. So E and C are the prime attributes. Now non-prime attributes means other than E and C, the rest of the attributes are non-prime. So what are the rest? A, B, C is there, D, E is there, F. इसको नोट कर लीजिए। सबसे पहले कैंडिडेट की यू हैव टू फाइंड, तो मेरे पास EC कैंडिडेट की आ गई, बट यू हैव टू चेक ऑल द कैंडिडेट कीज इन द टेबल। तो बाय चांस इस टेबल में सिर्फ एक ही कैंडिडेट की आ रही है तो मैंने उसको लिख लिया। देन प्राइम एट्रीब्यूट, E and C is the prime attribute. Non prime attributes are A, B, D and F. Now come back to the functional dependency. What is the non partial dependency? What is the partial dependency? That a part of a candidate key is determining some non-prime attribute. A part of a candidate key. Candidate key can determine any of the attribute that must be present. But a part of a candidate key is also determining some non-prime attribute. This is a problem over there. So check EC. EC, what is the proper subset of EC? Either E or C. So let's see C. First, one by one you have to check. C is a left hand side में you have to check whether this is a proper subset of candidate key or not. Yes, C is a proper subset of candidate key. And check whether right hand side is a non-prime attribute. Yes, right hand side is a non-prime attribute. So means a part of a candidate key is determining some non-prime attribute. So means यहाँ पे मेरे पास partial dependency बन रही है। तो अगर partial dependency आ रही है आपके टेबल में तो this table is not in second normal form. एक बार फिर चेक कर लेते हैं यहाँ पे, check for the second. You have to check for all one by one. बाई चांस इसमें पहले आ गई तो इसीलिए आप यहीं पे स्टॉप कर सकते हो, बट एक बार क्वेश्चन को पूरा कर लेते हैं। सो लेट्स चेक फॉर दिस लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, बट यू हैव टू चेक LHS should be proper subset of candidate key and RHS should be a non-prime attribute. This is the condition. इसको नोट कर लीजिए. This is a very important condition to check the partial dependency. that left hand side should be a proper subset of candidate key, any of the candidate key, and right hand side should be a non-prime. This condition is for partial dependency. और अगर ये टेबल में आपके एग्जिस्ट कर गई इवन एक भी, तो यानी आप क्लियरली कह सकते हो कि वो टेबल मेरा सेकंड नॉर्मल फॉर्म में नहीं है। तो चेक करते हैं। सी, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड शुड बी अ प्रॉपर सबसेट. E is a proper subset of candidate key. Yes, true, true. And there is an and over there. And right hand side should be a non-prime. What is the right hand side? A. Check. A is a non-prime. Yes, A is a non-prime. So true and true. As we know, according to the Boolean, true and true, which is always true. तो यानी ये भी क्या बन रही है? पार्शियल डिपेंडेंसी. अगर एक भी आ गई आप क्लियरली कह सकते हो कि टेबल इज नॉट इन सेकंड नॉर्मल फॉर्म. यहां तो दो दो आ रही हैं. थर्ड चेक करते हैं. EC. EC is a left hand side. Left hand side is what? EC. EC is a proper subset of candidate key. Left hand side should be a proper subset of candidate key. What is the left hand side? EC. Check. EC is a proper subset of candidate key? No. EC is a subset of candidate key. It is not a proper subset. You know the proper subset? The proper subset is like if I am given a set AB, then what is the proper subset of this? Either A or B. Either A or B. AB is a subset. AB is a subset. So you can write like this कि A is a proper subset of AB. और अगर आप यहाँ पे लिख देते हो तो मीन्स A is a subset of AB. So check. Left hand side is a proper subset of candidate key. No, it is a subset. तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड वाली कंडीशन क्या हो गई? फॉल्स. तो एंड में एज वी नो द बुलियन, अगर फॉल्स एंड आप कुछ भी करो, ट्रू करो, फॉल्स करो, द आंसर विल बी फॉल्स. तो यानी ये पार्शियल डिपेंडेंसी नहीं है. तो पार्शियल डिपेंडेंसी नहीं है तो ये क्या है? फुल डिपेंडेंसी, फुली फंक्शनल डिपेंडेंसी. चेक फॉर द लास्ट वन. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इज अ प्रॉपर सबसेट. नो. तो यानी ये भी पार्शियल डिपेंडेंसी नहीं. एक भी पार्शियल डिपेंडेंसी आ जाए तो आप कह सकते हो कि मेरा टेबल सेकंड नॉर्मल फॉर्म में नहीं है. यहां तो दो दो आ रही हैं तो आप इजीली कह सकते हो दिस टेबल इज नॉट इन सेकंड नॉर्मल फॉर्म. तो अभी हम नेक्स्ट वीडियोस में इसके और क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हैं गेट के. ठीक है. आपको अगर ये वीडियो पसंद आए तो प्लीज लाइक करना एंड कमेंट करना ताकि मेरे को और मोटिवेशन मिले और मैं फर्दर अच्छी अच्छी वीडियोस और आपके लिए लेके आऊं. और प्लीज मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना. थैंक यू.